You didn't know any Jewish people, maybe 5, and up until that
Yeah.
time, and then all of a sudden you meet a whole group of Jewish people that all
Yeah.
believe in Jesus. Hey, Lionel,
Hi.
you had a tough childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly all of my childhood, I feel rejected at school with, I don't know really why, but every year it was, even if I changed class, rejection. And I discovered years later that there is the Jewish Messiah who knows exactly what is rejection. And he will never rejected me.
Wow.
I grew up with no religion at all. My father came from Argentina. It was Ukrainian Jews who flew there. And he decided very young, no religion, don't care. Even no bar mitzvah, nothing.
Wow.
And when he came to Switzerland, he met my mother, half Swiss, half English. So very multicultural background, but world citizen. No religion. I grew up like that. No idea about religion and rejection.
Oh, wow.
Always. You know, my parents separated when I was young. I was even a baby. And when I became teens, I was feeling empty. Empty. And what's the sense of my life? What I'm doing here?
What did you try to fill that emptiness with?
Search in different direction, religion, philosophy, relation with women.
Yeah.
And years after years, I land at the same place, empty, and no idea what was really my place in this world. When I'm kind of a geek, I love technique, and I started really in the early 90s to chat. And I met a guy who was from another region, and he was a believer. I have no idea what does it mean, but he became a friend, a close friend. He was even my maid when I was get married years later. And once he invited, hey, Lionel, there is an evening in a church there in Lausanne. I was living there, capital of the Olympics. We just have the Olympics in Paris.
That's right.
So I said, okay, I'll come. Why not? You know, I've tried many things and nothing has sense, nothing helped. But rejected always. But God had already planned 3 appointments for me. And that was the first one. I went there with honestly no expectation. Just have a look. And can I say you what was the topic? No. But God touched me with his love.
Yeah.
You know, my heart was empty, dry. And I feel a love, what was so big, without any limits. It's fill my empty heart completely. You know, it's 20 years later, but it's still something so beautiful. If you are rejected, if you have suffered, he knows that. The Messiah was rejected, did suffer.
Right.
And he say, Father, forgive them, they don't know. He has this love, and I discovered that. That was one step.
Okay.
And maybe strange or not, it stayed a little so for a while. But he has, I say, 3 appointments.
Yeah.
Some years, it was 1.5 years later, I still was in contact with one of the guys who will lead this evening. He said, hey, we have a Bible study, would you like to come? It was just an evening where people are opening the Bible, just sharing. And I said, oh, why not?
Right.
I feel inside something is wrong in my life, but honestly, I had no idea what really, and I had no knowledge about God, honestly. Just really one experience, one rendezvous.
And it was a pretty powerful rendezvous.
Yes.
Yeah.
He came, it was the start of this weekly Bible study, and the leader asked one question. He said, I want that we have all the same base.
Okay.
Have you, all of you, we have some maybe 10 young people, have you, all of you decided to follow Jesus, Yeshua? And maybe, for you, it's maybe makes sense, but at that time in my life, it was follow a guy who is dead since 2,000 years. But
right.
We have a God that reveal himself. From the moment I had clarity, I understood what I was searching since so many years. What was Jesus? What was Yeshua? And I understood that follow him, it is really make 180 turn around.
That's right.
You start from, you are controlling your life. You are the center of your life.
Yep.
You make a 180 turn and you start to follow him.
Yeah.
Because he's the one who loves you more than everything. And I understood that. Did I understood everything that night? No, for sure. But I was thirsty. I have two passions in my life. Some of them.
Yeah.
I love sports since my childhood. I'm doing triathlon, I'm doing trail, and I have a privilege to do that with my wife.
And you do a lot of cycling here, huh?
Yeah, it's one of the paths I'm cycling when I'm coming to the office.
Wow.
It's really nice. And the second is share who is God and make him known. I spoke about nonsense in my life. That evening I understood that there was a sense, there was a plan for me. Make him known. Yeah. From that time I was able to make him known to different people.
Wow.
Because he's the one who loved us.
That's right.
And was my life easy or with no problem? Sure, no. But I know I know what I have to do. I know the sense of my life, and he gave that to me. And this is so important. If my life has not been easy, even since then, I love nature and I live in Paris region. Yeah. Because I had a third appointment with him.
Okay.
When I was at Bible school, I met a guy who was leading Jews for Jesus in Switzerland. Honestly, since that time, maybe I met 5 Jewish persons in my life.
Really?
I know it was my background,
yeah.
But it has no impact in my life.
Wow, okay.
And he present the association and asked, hey, if you know Jewish people, just come to me. I came to him and I say, yeah, there is one I know pretty well. That's my father. But a little underline, not really concerned. But his guy was wise. I was not the first one who grew up, as a Jew, but without any really identity. Yeah. And he asked, hey, as you are studying mission and testimony, we do a campaign in Berlin. We are going to speak about Yeshua to Jewish people there. Would you like to join? Yeah.
Of course.
And for the first time, there was, 20, maybe 30 Jewish people, but Jewish people in fire for Jesus, for Yeshua.
Wow.
And that was the third appointment.
That's incredible, because you sorry to cut you off, but you didn't know any Jewish people, maybe 5, and up until that time, and then all of a sudden you meet a whole group of Jewish people that all believe in Jesus.
Yeah, that was, honestly, I often say that I went to Jesus like an evangelical Christian, in my identity. Yeah. And I came back, really, as a Messianic Jew. Because God gave me 2 things in these 2 weeks of campaign. A heart to know this identity, all this culture that I have not many clue, and it's a treasure. Yeah. And second, to be myself a testimony to those since that time I can really call my people, the Jewish people.
That's so beautiful.
And this love and
that's so beautiful. So Jesus gave you your Jewish identity.
Yes.
It happened that way for me as well.
Wow.
And it's amazing to come together like this as brothers in Jesus, having Jewish backgrounds, and finding the fullness of our Jewish identity in faith in Jesus. It's incredible. So what would you recommend to somebody that's watching you right now that's Jewish and hearing your story, and maybe they're curious a little bit?
Make your own idea. Look at, if you can, just read the New Testament about Yeshua. Yeah. Just make your opinion. We've heard many things,
Right.
But you can do your own opinion, and you will find treasure. I have a friend I met, he was a musician. When we studied the Bible, he says something, the faith in Yeshua is a treasure. But it's unfair, because this treasure, when you share to others, you don't get less, you get more. And that's great.
Oh, I love it.
And I love it to share that treasure.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, so amazing. Thank you, Lionel, for sharing your story. If you're here in Paris and you want to reach out, we have our email down in the description. You can contact us. Make sure you give a like to the video, make a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing testimonies like this. Thanks, Lionel.